Well, hello, everybody. Welcome in and welcome to our Across the Wave show here on Wednesday. This is the beginning of the month. And let me introduce you to the birthday guy. Everybody, make sure that on your comments, you guys give him some love. Here goes Cruising with Keith. Woo!
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
And we have the beautiful Alice from Alice Lugo Studios.
Hey, happy birthday, Keith.
I know we should all sing happy birthday, right? We should all sing happy birthday to Keith.
Too bad you can't take a cake and hit me in the face.
I know. Well, wait a minute. Your wife is there, so don't ask for that.
Oh, yeah.
So happy birthday, Keith. We wish
Thank
you
you.
a great birthday. Everybody that's in the chat, just make sure you say happy birthday to Keith today. He's celebrating his 21st birthday today.
20 years later.
I know, right? So just really quickly, today we're going to be talking about the port of NOLA, the beautiful port of NOLA. And if you guys never been, well, we're going to take you there today.
So a lot of people don't know what NOLA is. So it's New Orleans, Louisiana.
That's
I
right.
don't know what that means.
It's about, from where I live, I think it's about 10 hours from where I live here in Tampa.
For me, it's
How
like
far
20.
is it from you guys?
It's about 6 for me.
It's got to be like 20 for me.
How many?
I'm assuming probably, like 20 you would think, Alice?
Well, you're in New York, so yeah, you have to come all the way down here. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I know to get to Florida is about 20, so it might be like 24. Wait, it might be a little bit further than 20.
Yeah. If you're ever going to go out of NOLA, you know you're going to have to do a long drive.
Yeah.
We'll fly.
So let's welcome in everybody. First up, Cruise Nuts. Hey, hello. Next is Frank Wagner. Hello, Mr. Frank. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Eddie Lugo Studios. If you guys don't know, yo, Brooklyn in the house.
Where's Brooklyn at?
I know, right? Josephine Ravulo. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Danny. Nice to have you here.
Hi,
and of course, the beautiful mom, Nancy, is here today.
Hi,
wishing her son a happy birthday. Look at that. Hey.
Oh. Wow, I got your card, by the way. It came in the mail today.
Hey, if those of you that don't know, Nancy, last time I had a riddle, and she was the one who won that riddle that day. So that was really cool. So as everybody starts coming into the show, we're going to start the show off today. So like we were saying, we're talking about the Port of New Orleans. So it's going to be a nice port to talk about. Not too much to say history-wise. Well, they have a lot of history, but around, the port history is not a whole lot that I found. But we're going to make do with what I found. So here we go, guys. Well, hello and welcome back. Alice and Keith are going to be checking out the comments. If you have any comments about this port, make sure you put them in the comments, any questions or anything like that. But we're going to start off with talking about the port of New Orleans, or the port of NOLA. This port is located in Louisiana, United States. It serves as an embarkation point of cruise passengers and Louisiana's sole international container port. So it actually has the cruise area, and then it has the container port area. The port generates $100 million in revenue annually throughout its 4 lines of business cargo, 46% rail, 31% cruise, and 16% as industrial real estate. As a self-sustaining political subdivision of the state of Louisiana, it receives 0 tax dollars. Very interesting. In 1946, a foreign trade zone was established in this port. The New Orleans FTZ has more individuals' warehouses on site under the umbrella than any other U.S. Port administered by the FTZ. The port is located near the Mississippi River, about 100 miles upriver from the Gulf of Mexico, and it is diverse general cargo port handling containerized. Oh my God, containerized cargo. I butchered that word there, guys, such as plastic, resin, and food products, consumer merchandise, and break bulk cargo such as steel, metals, rubbers, wood, and paper. Facility investments and terminal operations on the state of Port of NOLA and private companies have invested nearly $1 billion in the infrastructure and facilities at New Orleans, and another billion in investment is planned with a private partnership. The Port of New Orleans is only deep water container port in Louisiana, and has an annual capacity of 840,000 TEU with 6 grantee canes, and handle 100,000 TEU vessels for new 100-foot gauge gantry cranes. We were ordered spring summer of 2019, and under the construction there are regular containers on barge services and dock rails assessed with the Mississippi River terminal. The New Orleans Public Belt Railroads provide the port partners and shippers with an on-dock intermodal advantage. There are 13,511 feet of berth space available at 6 dedicated break bulk terminal along the 1.6 million square feet of transit shed area for the temporary storage of break bulk cargo and the ability to discharge directly from the barge. 140,000 square foot of dockside cold storage facility is available. The Henry Clay Avenue Refrigerated Terminal. For cruise terminal facilities, the NOLA port is the 6th largest cruise port in the United States. In 2019, it had 1.20 million cruise passenger movement and 251 cruise vessel calls. That's a lot of people. Carnival and New Regent sail weekly to destinations in Eastern and the Western Caribbean and the Bahamas. The Disney Cruise Line sailed 6 cruises in 2020 from New Orleans. Royal Caribbean's International returned with the Enchantment of the Seas in 2020 as well. The cruises are a growing sector of the Port of NOLA. The American Queen Steamboat Company and the American Cruise Lines offer cruises along the coast and the nation inland river systems. The Board of Commissioners of the Port of NOLA governs the port. The board sets policies and regulates traffic and during that area. It is made up for 7 non-salary commissioners who serve 5 years staggered terms. The governor of Louisiana appoints the board members from the list of 3 nominees submitted by 19 local businesses, civic, labor, education, and maritime groups. The 7-person board reflects its 3 parishes, county jurisdictions. For members of the selective Port of NOLA, 2 from the Jefferson Parish and 1 from the San Bernard Parish. The more members are Joseph, Walter, James, Sharonda, Janie, Daryl, and Todd. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of information on this, port because it's like very small. I was trying to find some history, but the history, we're going to talk about it mainly on the part of when Alice comes in, because there's like around that port because it's so small. And we also going to have some excursions and things that we're going to talk about. So with that, I am going to bring Miss Alice Lugo Studios with her part today.
Sorry about that. I had it muted. Just want to say hello to everybody and We had a few more people that joined the chat. So let's just give the all a call out. So hello to Lawn Lifters. Hi, Emily. And Danny, the super supporter. Let's see, I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, Frank Wagner. And that's all for now. Okay, so in the chat, I'd like you to add if you've been to New Orleans and what did you do while you were there? If you had time available, either before the cruise or after the cruise. I'd like to hear what you think about it. Okay, so if you could bring up my slideshow, Tinkerbell, I'd appreciate it. All right. So this is a bridge that you could see from the port of New Orleans. You see the two cruise ships right there. And if you could see this, I know it's a little bit small, but there's the red dots. And the two red dots on top, you have Julia Cruise Terminal and the Eraso Street Cruise Terminal. And these are where the cruises cruise from. The Norwegian and the Royal Caribbean ships sail out of the Julia Cruise Ship Terminal. And Carnival and Disney, they cruise out of Erato Street Cruise Ship Terminal. And here are all the different cruise lines that cruise out of Port of Nola. And the Caribbean cruise lines, I already mentioned, Carnival, Disney, Norwegian, and Royal. They also have river cruises. So if you ever thought of going on a river cruise, you don't have to leave the country. You could do it right here in New Orleans, Louisiana. They have American Cruise Lines, American Queen Steamboat Company, and Viking. And the river cruises, some of them are 7 to 21 night cruises. There's others that are 4, 7, or 10-day cruises. And majority of them are 7-night cruises. And they go from New Orleans to Memphis for the 7-night or 8-night cruises. You could do round trip or one way. So if you just want to go one way, you could. And you could stay there if you want. But it takes the 8 nights. And then you also have some that go from New Orleans and Boca Rouge. That's a round trip. New Orleans and Vicksburg is a round trip. You could go one way, New Orleans to St. Louis. And you could do a round trip and one way, New Orleans to Memphis. So those are the different cruise lines. Now, parking is available at the 2 ports, but you cannot park here if you're going on one of the river cruises. This is just for the Caribbean cruises. And as I mentioned, the Julia Street, you would park there if you're going out of Norwegian or Royal Caribbean. And then if you're going on Carnival or Disney, you would park at the Erato Street Cruise Terminal. And they do have shuttle service. So if you're going on the cruise, you could drop your luggage off at the cruise port first and then take the shuttle to the parking. I'm sorry, drop the luggage off and then drive to the parking. And then when you park your car, then you would get onto the shuttle to come back to the cruise. If you want to park first, of course, you could bring your luggage on to the shuttle. And then people returning from their cruise, they would get their luggage, get onto the shuttle with it, go to the cruise parking, and that would be it. Parking is about $25 a day, and they accept all forms of payment, cash, debit, and credit. And you should bring your boarding information with you because you must show it at the garage, and then they'll direct you on where to park your car. There is a maximum height. So if you are smaller than 8 feet 4 inches, the vehicle that is tall, then they have limited space on the 3rd floor. And if you're above, then you would have to go to, if you're oversized, to an off-site parking area. So just, know what vehicle you're driving and check with the cruise port to find out where exactly you need to park if you are oversized. Okay. But, the good thing is that you can park there. Now, Disney Cruise Line, actually, they have a separate parking lot, and it's called Lot G. So you would go to the cruise terminal, Irato, to drop off your luggage. And then once all your passengers and luggage have been offloaded, the driver will then guide you to Lot G. And a shuttle will be available to take the driver back to Irato Street Terminal. And upon return, a shuttle will be available to take all passengers and their luggage to parking lot G. So if you have multiple people, only the driver will take that shuttle after dropping off the luggage. And they'll show you where you need to go for parking lot G for Disney. Okay. And if both of these lots get filled up, they do have an overflow parking. And especially in the summer, or, when there's high demand, that's when it's necessary to do that. And shuttle transportation to and from those lots is also provided. You do not need reservations for the cruise parking because parking is guaranteed. If not at the terminal itself, parking then at an off-site location, but shuttle is available. So just remember, parking is on a first come, first served basis at these lots, but you are guaranteed that you will get a spot. And they do have some handicap parking, but if you are a disabled veteran and you have proper documentation to prove that you are, you will get free disabled veterans parking, and that's for up to 7 days. So just keep that in mind. Okay, right near the port, there is an outlet stores. It's called the River Walk, and they are open Saturday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays 10 to 6. So if you have time, either before, you don't want to wait on a long line, but you want to be in the area of the cruise port, you could get down there, drop off your luggage, park the car, take the shuttle back to the cruise port, and walk over to the River Walk. And they have a whole lot of stores in there. And on the backside of the River Walk, it's right off of the river. And so they have restaurants inside. You could get something to eat and sit out and see this beautiful view of the river. Now, I know when we were going to New Orleans for the 2 cruises that we've taken from there so far, we were told, make sure that you buy a beignet. And it's a deep fried pastry that's from France, but they make them in New Orleans with a little Creole, I don't know that I said it right, but anyhow, flavor to it. But pretty much it's just a pastry with the powdered sugar on it. We have not tried it yet, but there is a famous Cafe du Monday. Probably didn't pronounce that correctly, forgive me. But they sell them there. And inside the Riverwalk, if you don't have time to go to the French Quarters, inside the Riverwalk, they have a small location in there. And we were told that they're the best from Cafe du Monday. So be sure to try that. And then there's other attractions that are very close by to the cruise ports. And they have the Aquarium of the Americas, the lot of restaurants, the historic French Quarter, Audubon Zoo, there's swamp tours, World War II Museum, looking at different plantation homes is always fun and exciting. Lots of shopping and art, and of course there's steamboat excursions that you could try. Now, if you already dropped your car off and luggage off, but you have time to spare, there is a streetcar available. And this is the map of all the different routes that they have. And on the bottom of the map, you could see Riverfront Streetcar. And that is right there near the cruise port. So you could get on it and you could then transfer to at Canal Street to other color-coded streetcar routes to take you to the different places that you might want to see. And then the other transfer point is where that other blue arrow is in the middle to the right side of your screen. And that's near the French Quarter. So the streetcar is $1.25, but you need exact change. You could also purchase a on the app, and then you would just scan it on your phone. So you could always, if you know you're going, download the app, and it tells you on the website what it is, but you'll be able to download that. And let me just see if I find that for you. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so when you do take the streetcar, it doesn't stop at every single stop. So make sure that you're in the designated place that you need to along the route. And when it's time for you to get off, you could just pull this thin wire that hangs above the windows to signal the driver that you need to get off. They prefer that you exit through the back, and you have to push those doors open with a force, it says. So these doors are part of historical landmarks, so they are not easy to open. So plan to get up a bit before you stop so you can have enough time to move to the back. And then once the green light at the top of the back exit door turns on, use both hands on the bars to open the doors and push. And the doors do not stay open, so try to keep it open for the person exiting after you, especially if they might not have large strength to open the doors. So we have not rode on the streetcar, but we had stayed at a hotel, and it was St. Charles streetcar route. And I'm glad I looked up this information, because in New York City, those buses, you just tap it and it opens. And even now, the newer buses, the driver actually opens them easily for you. So thinking back to the old buses in New York City, you had to really push those doors open, and they would close if you didn't hold it open. So, it's a big difference if you're used to taking public transportation, what it might be like and what it is now. You could also buy a Jazzy Streetcar Pass for the streetcar, and they are sold in Walgreens and various hotels and grocery stores and banks and other retailers. So that's, good for you to know. Streetcars are 24 hours a day service for 3 of them. The one near the waterfront is not 24 hours. And one of the excursions I'll be talking about a little bit later is the World War II Museum. And you could actually take the streetcar there, and it's on the St. Charles streetcar line. And you get off at Lee Circle. So, you could do a whole lot of stuff just by using these streetcars if you don't want to drive in the crazy New Orleans traffic. Okay. All right. So that's all I'm going to talk about for right now. And Tinkerbell, you could take it down. And we are going to go to Keith, and he's going to share some news about New Orleans with us.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you everybody for all your birthday wishes. I'm just happy to actually be here after my scary thing I had a couple weeks ago. So let's get to this. Welcome to the Port of New Orleans, home to one of the biggest celebrations, which is the Mardi Gras. If you don't know what that means Fat Tuesday. So Mardi Gras is actually French, which I just learned today. I just thought Fat Tuesday was another day, but a lot of us like to eat on Tuesdays, I guess. But today's weather was a high of 77 and a low of 61. The minimum wage down in New Orleans is $7.25 an hour, which is actually, there's a lot of states that have like $7.25 an hour, and that's the lowest of all the states in the United States compared to I think New York right now is like $12, $13. So it's a big difference. Obviously, the cost of living is different, but it's still real low. I think that needs to get up higher, right? So that's the minimum wage. And right now, there are no current cruise ships since they're all out sailing right now. And the next cruise ship is going to be the Carnival Valor, which is going to be sailing on Saturday. And the 5 ships that cruise out of this port is the Carnival Valor, the Glory, the NCL Breakaway, Disney Magic, and Royal Caribbean Brilliance of the Seas. And the gas is $2.99 a gallon. Now let's get to the cruise news. So the mayor of New Orleans has been evicted from her house by the Senate over there, or by the congressmen people over there. They evicted the mayor. So I didn't get too much in it. So I'm assuming the mayor must have been doing something pretty corrupt to be evicted out of their own apartment, right? Thousands of people were actually without power, right? So this is actually a crazy story, right? So thousands of people, they were without power. I think it was about 8,000 or 4,000 people out of power because someone decided to chop down a utility pole because they want to get the Mongo out of there. So if you don't know what Mongo is, that's copper. So they wanted the copper out of the pole to make money, but now actually I have it written down right here. It was 8,000 customers. So 8,000 people had no power because someone tried to rob the Mongo from the utility pole, which is that was like a crazy but funny, but I feel bad for those people. An armed robber tried to attack a group on Bourbon Street, but they fought back and they got control of the gun, and obviously this person actually they arrested. So let's see. Okay, so the Port of New Orleans finished in 2023 with nearly 1.2 million cruise passengers, which is an all-time high since before the pandemic. Yeah, so you can put up the first picture now, which this is about Hurricane Katrina. In August of 2005, I mean, you can really see how bad Katrina. These are, if you don't know, these are houses underwater. So all these houses got obviously destroyed because the water really did something to them, right? So August 2005, New Orleans was hit with one of the worst hurricanes to hit the United States. So they say it was on the same impact as Hurricane Andrew, and I was down there for Hurricane Andrew, but I believe that the magnitude of like the after effect of a hurricane, this was definitely worse than Hurricane Andrew because on how bad this area got flooded. I mean, the flood, you can see it turned New Orleans into a giant lake. And I know it's sad because a lot of business, a lot of people lost their homes, and it literally cost them $108 billion. And that was 108 billion in 2005. Now if that happened now, that could be at least double or triple of the amount. And there was a total of 1,390 people who actually who died in the Hurricane Katrina. And yeah, I'm gonna do the excursions next. So you want to put the excursion thing up? Okay, I'll just okay, so that's gonna be the Bayou and Swamp Tour, which obviously you're gonna observe the South Louisiana wildlife from the comfort of a custom swamp boat as you pass through one of the state's most famous parks. I mean, to me, that's not something that I would want to do, to sit on the boat. You never know. I mean, there might be some alligators down there, so you gotta think twice about it. I mean, if you're not worried about the alligators, you might just do it. You know, and definitely not out there. You are going to get killed with the bugs. So if you do it, make sure you got some bug spray for all that. So this is actually a pretty cool one. So as you know, supposedly New Orleans is supposed to have a lot of like ghosts down there. There may even be vampires down there. I remember I used to watch shows. They talk about vampires. So Ghostly French Quarter Tour, which is you explore the America's most spooky city as you encounter the dark side of the French Quarter, and you will visit. Which I'm not gonna say everywhere you visit, but you're gonna visit this one mansion called LaLaurie Mansion, where Madame LaLaurie engaged in hometown torture. So possibility that mansion could be haunted. So if you do go in there, you might hear some walking around and there's nobody there. Maybe the faucets turn on, cabinet doors start opening. So be careful. And now this is the last one, and you may even like this. So if you ever seen that show Amazing Race, so it's a tour like the Amazing Race. So it's called the New Orleans Scavenger Hunt, which is a 3-hour scavenger hunt. But obviously, if you have mobility issues, it's not for you because you're more likely going to be walking around for like 2 miles about. So there's going to be clues all around the area, right, of where the scavenger hunt is, all around the city. So you're gonna have to go from clue to clue to clue, and then try to actually win the game. So that's how you win the game. It's a scavenger hunt, and that's all it for my cruise news. And I don't know who is next, so take it over, Tinkerbell.
Here we go. All right, we'll start all over again. I'm sorry, I had it on mute. This is the Port of New Orleans, and this is the private taste of NOLA. So this is a 2.5 hour excursion. The activity level is easy. You can take this excursion through your ship tours, or you can also try and take it either on an Expedia cruise tour if you like on this one. So for this private tasting, it has a breakfast portion. It continues to the French market, the sites of the American Old Public Market, the historical, a place of diversity with products and people from all walks of life. Then it goes to the French Quarter, where it's located with knowledgeable English-speaking guide, which will take you from the favorite palate-pleasing spots, sample both the classic New Orleans dish, as with also the delicacy of probably never seen outside the Cajun country. If you're ready to spice things up, adopt the when in Rome attitude and unleash some of the Louisiana hottest, tastiest sauces in your taste buds. This is the birthplace of the Tabasco after all. So if you're looking into something deliciousness like this is one place where you will find it. The next stop that we will do is the hop on and hop off bus tour. This one is pricing out at $55. This tour is, let me see. This tour starts with the experience of the Big Easy with the hop on, hop off New Orleans bus tour, offering unlimited stops at all major attractions. Explore at your own pace without feeling rushed. Visiting 19 unique stops, including iconic Bourbon Street and the Superdome. Enjoy the freedom of an open bus tour and indulge in the vibrant local scenes, sampling local drinks and exploring the city highlights. Your tickets include a free self-guided walking tour of the historical Lafayette Cemetery, #1 and unique insight into the city's past. Book this popular tour today and complete with a live English guide and return to the ship guaranteed with a worry-free adventure. So it has 19 stops and for the price of $55 per person. So if that's something that you're interested in, maybe that's it costs like $55 to do, so you should enjoy that. Right now, I'm going to bring Alice onto this because she has a little information on other experiences.
Hey, I'm back. Bring up my slideshow again, please. All right, and we'll move right along. Okay, so this is actually an NCL shore excursion for New Orleans. And the prices I put is what NCL has to offer. Adults are $79 and children are $55. And the tour takes an estimated 3 hours, and it is recommended for the whole family. Now, this is a city tour, and it's a thorough and fascinating introduction to the endless variety of sights found in America's most European city. Board a deluxe motor coach and sit back and enjoy your tour. You'll pass the fringes of the French Quarter before heading down historic Esplanade Avenue, where you'll see the mansions of Creole merchants nestled among 100-year-old oak trees. And then you'll visit Louis III Cemetery, often called the City of the Dead, because of its above-ground tombs. And next, you'll pass by the New Orleans Museum of Art, located at the end of a tree-lined avenue, which is also the entrance to City Park. This neoclassical building was designed by Chicago architect Samuel Mark. And you'll continue through the old town of Carrollton to St. Charles Avenue, following the streetcar route where you'll see Tulane and Loyola University, Audubon Park, and beautifully restored mansions. And this narrated tour also includes a glimpse of the spectacular Superdome. Time permitted, you may pass by Lake Pontchartrain before heading to the airport. I'm not on mute, right? I haven't. Huh? Okay. Knucklehead. He scared me. I thought I was on mute going through all that. So here's the thing, though. You could pay $79 for this. Now, if you book an excursion with a cruise line and something happens to that motor coach, it gets stuck in traffic or anything else, they're going to wait for you to get back to the ship. But you might not have the $79. So it's really important to do your research and find out. Now, some of the places that I mentioned where this bus goes by, if the streetcar goes the same routes, which we know part of it did because it followed along. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate that. It followed along the St. Charles streetcar. So do your research and see. And you might be able to save a bit of money, but just make sure that, you keep an eye on that time and know, what time you need to get back to the ship. Make sure you know it's ship time and not, the regular time. Always refer to the ship time. And, you might be able to save some money and get off at the different places to explore, because they do have day passes available for the streetcars. Okay. And then the other one that I was looking at was the National World War II Museum. And if you're interested in knowing, what was going on, this is going to tell you everything that you want to know. And you could purchase your tickets ahead of time. They do have parking available. There's also dining available and different exhibits. It is open from 9 to 5, and they do close on Mardi Gras Day, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. The different exhibits that they cover are epic and global scale of the war that changed the world in a voice that is intimate and personal. Exhibits not only highlight the role of world leaders, but also the everyday men and women who found the strength and courage to accomplish the extraordinary. So they have Finding Hope in a World Destroyed, and then Forces of Freedom at Home and Abroad, Pretty Family Foundation Theater, The Arsenal of Democracy. There's a Road to Tokyo, a Road to Berlin, and other interactive experiences that you can see beyond all boundaries, and is showing exclusively in the National World War II Museum Solomon Victory Theater, and it's a 4D journey through the war that changed the world. They also have exhibits on the D-Day invasion of Normandy and the U.S. Merchant Marine Gallery, the Bayou 2 battlefield, and then the Final Mission interactive experience, USS Tang submarine experience. Visitors would go aboard the most successful submarine in World War II for its fifth and final war patrol on October 25th, 1944. And then they have some traveling exhibits and other special exhibits. Every day, memories of World War II, its sights and its sounds, its terrors and triumphs disappear. So if that sounds like something that you would like to do, you can check out their website. It's National World War II Museum.org. And you can find all the information about that. And you can take a streetcar to get there. So just keep that in mind. Different ways of saving some money. And that is all that I have for you for today.
That was very interesting, Alice. I really enjoy that
Yeah.
information.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've been to NOLA, and when I went there, when was it, last year? I think I spent maybe 10 hours there, so I really didn't get to see it like I wanted to. So I'm gonna have to probably go back and check that out.
So I totally forgot on earlier when Alice was talking about the cruise ships. Just a reminder, American Queen is bankrupt, so they no longer sell.
Okay.
Man, that's good info.
So American Queen, so the other American is still working, but American Queen is bankrupt, so they're no longer going up and down the Mississippi River.
Okay.
That's
So-
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
haven't updated the website then.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So it's probably because they're still gonna be doing like excursions around the world wherever they're doing stuff. So because I think like 2 weeks ago they went bankrupt because I did a whole like cruise news thing on it, but I always get confused because there's American Queen and then there's American.
Right.
And another thing that I forgot to put, which I was gonna write down, is with the Katrina is a lot of people were actually at the stadium. So, you know, because it got so bad out there, obviously they had to stay in the stadium they were in there for weeks or longer.
Mm.
Wow, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think that has to be the worst storm in my lifetime that I've seen hit the United States.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
bad.
You know?
I'm hoping, I don't know if I guess they did a couple of changes, you know, to that area after that whole hurricane that went there.
It was something that they had to make it bigger now because I forgot. I don't know what it was, but to make sure the ocean doesn't come into the town.
Right.
You know? So they made that bigger and all that, and it was a whole like crazy mess down there. I mean, to me, I don't know what's worse is getting that, or if you live somewhere and you're getting like a 10 feet of snow, you know?
Right. I don't know. I think both of them are hard.
I remember I saw the one time where Buffalo got hit with like 6 or 7 feet of snow. They had pictures of people opening their doors, and you couldn't see. All you saw was snow at their door.
Well, Frank is saying that they reinforced the leaves. That's what they reinforced over there. So I'm guessing it's whatever they built like a wall.
Levees.
Or something.
I think it's levees.
Levee. Look at me. I read it wrong. I'm sorry, Frank. When I read it, I'm like, okay. So that's what they reinforced out there.
Oh, I want to welcome in. He came in the middle of it. Thank Anthony on the move. It's the first time you ever came into my live stream, so thank you for joining in. I've never seen that, so I'm like, who's this?
Yeah, and also we had Cruising on the High Seas and Travel is in the house. I know he had a premiere at 8:45 p.m. today, so I'm gonna go check it out later when we're done here.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, this is all the info for the Port of NOLA. Hopefully you guys enjoy all this information.
And isn't our next port Naples, or is
Our next one, let me see. I think it is.
Yeah, because we were supposed to do it this week, but we switched it.
Yeah, let's see. The next one is going to be is it Naples?
I know Naples was on the list.
March 13. Yep, Naples.
Naples, Italy.
So, we're going to Naples. Hey, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear all about. I've never been, but I'm going to do a lot of research on that side, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm gonna have to ask my sister-in-law some questions. She's her family is actually from Naples.
We're gonna put. I'm gonna put a thing on my Facebook, calling all Naples people that have cruised or gone over there.
Yeah.
Well, Mountains to Sea crew came in, so shout out to them. And Eddie posted a link. They have a live right after us at 9:00.
I think I saw that. Let me see if I could find it real quick. Here we go. There it is. So Mountains to Sea will be having a live after Across the Way. So if you guys want to check them out, the link is posted. Thank you, Eddie, for posting that link.
And please, people, I need some hours. I need 39 just to get there.
You're still looking for your 39 hours?
Yeah, for some reason, Leslie, it never moved. I was like, not 1 hour. Like, I was at 29.61 yesterday. So I figured I wake up, I maybe have at least 21.62.
Is that YouTube playing with your brain?
Yeah, I know.
Well, before we let you all guys go, I do have an announcement and I'm going to play it for you guys. So here it goes.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a very special announcement to make today. From Sunday, April 20th to Sunday, April 27th of 2025, we'll be hosting our first ever Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise on none other than the Carnival Celebration. The itinerary is simple. We'll be departing from the Port of Miami in Florida on the 20th. Our first day will be a simple day at sea where you can explore the boat and check out what's on board. Try some of the food at the buffet, or grab a Guy Fieri burger by the pool and relax. Following that, we'll be stopping at Amber Cove in Dominican Republic, then San Juan in Puerto Rico, and lastly St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands before 2 more sea days to take us back to port. If you're interested in joining us, you can book now at Gonzalez at expediacruises.com. The phone number is 813-608-2935, and the website link will be in the description below. We hope to see you on board when the time comes.
I tell
Very
you.
nice.
My son does. He did a really good job with that one.
Was he speaking also?
Yeah. He did the whole thing for me.
Very nice. Great job.
Yeah, he did really good with that. So yeah, guys, if you are looking forward to cruising on Carnival Celebration next year, just give me guys a call and we're booking. We still have interior ocean and interior ocean view balconies and some suites still available. So there you all have it.
I'm going on a celebration this year. So. Okay. But talk about celebration on Friday. I'm gonna have the Muncie channel on, and he's on the celebration. So he's he's coming on to my live stream, and you know, because he told me he wanted to do it. I said, hey, if you're a content creator, you're on the cruise, you want to come on my live stream, go ahead. Everybody's allowed. So.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah. So there you have it.
Yeah. So that'd be good because he's on there with his daughter and his wife. So.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
So Alice, any announcements on your side?
Well, this weekend we're going to Helen, Georgia, which is a 2-hour drive. And there's about 100 people going.
Oh, that is
a group of creators and just others, fans of.
Wow.
And it's hosted by Darian, the magnificent Darian. And also Blaine from Riley Creative something.
Riley Creative Travel. He's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyhow, 100 people, and they have 3 different events. So it's ice cream on Friday, and it's specialty from Germany, spaghetti ice. So they do the vanilla ice cream to look like spaghetti. Then they put strawberry sauce on it to look like, sauce. And then they have these candies that look like the meatballs and the round cookies that are like sticks to look like breadsticks.
Oh, so, that is so cool.
Yeah. So it was really good. We tried it last year, and they actually shut in the ice cream store just for the group. Now, there won't be 100 people on Friday. It's over the weekend. Right. The main event is dinner on Saturday night, and they have reservations The restaurant holds 120, and last I heard, it's 113 people.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
That's
yeah.
a lot. I mean, it's
And
together, that many people together too.
yeah. So, and then on Sunday, a lot of people, start leaving to go once they check out of the hotel, but they have worship by the river.
Oh, that's going to be great.
And last year, they had, a pastor there, and Eddie's sitting next to me, and he's like, that guy looks like my friend Lamar. And I'm like, really? And I don't know, I haven't met Lamar or anything, but he's like, yeah. And then he heard the last name, but he didn't share with me that he has the same last name. And so then afterwards, I'm talking with the pastor, and I said, oh, my husband said you look familiar. You look like a friend of his. So finally, Eddie makes his way over. And so he says to the guy, do you know a guy named Lamar Gray? And he's like, yeah. And then he asked if he knew, I think, Lamar's daughter or something. And he's like, okay, yeah, now you're scaring me. And so anyhow, then he shows him the phone number in the phone. He says, is this Lamar's number? They were brothers.
Wow.
So I'm like, let me get a picture of you with the pastor so you could send it to Lamar. And Lamar, he sent it, and Lamar's response back was, what the hell? And
that is awesome.
Yeah. So, you never know who you might meet.
That is
Small
true.
world, but that's, and then the other upcoming thing is the cruise in October 2024 this year for the week of Halloween. It's leaving on a Monday out of Tampa, Florida, and it's Eddie Lugo Studios, Alice Lugo Studios group cruise, and a lot of creators are going, and we're looking forward to having a really nice time. So,
I know. The only one missing from across the wave is the gentleman, the birthday boy. He's the only one that we need to still reel in. Come on. We could take a picture, all of us together, across the wave together in one ship for 6 whole days.
Right.
My next cruise, I have 79 days. So that countdown is torture. I love the countdown, but it's torture.
Hi, Ross. How you doing?
Ross.
Welcome in.
Yeah.
My next one is April 7th. Is my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I'm leaving Memorial Day weekend, so that's Saturday's my cruise. So it's a Saturday to Sunday. So
that's gonna be great.
The Carnival Horizon. Honestly, I can't wait to go on there because when I go on the cruises, I'm good. If I've never been on a ship before, I do a full ship tour on every ship. Obviously, if they, I won't put it out there that I want to host a cabin crew just because obviously I'm a man and the women might feel a little like not why does this guy want to do it? So if someone else hosts it, then I'll go do a cabin crew. So which is what I did. I got a lot of those room tours on the Venetia because that content creator, Lauren something, I forget her name, she hosted a cabin crew. So I went and I did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I had a birthday last month, and when I got back, one of not only one of my they're my client, but they're also part of my YouTube. They send me this for my birthday.
That's awesome.
So I come home and I go to the P.O. box, to pick up all my mail and all that stuff. And I said, a package? That's kind of strange. It had no name, no nothing. And I'm like, it just, when I opened it, I'm like, what? How did they get this picture? And so that was Jen and Donnell Rhodes. For those of you that know that, Jen and Donnell, that was their gift for my birthday. So that was really nice of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I was thinking maybe posting it. Whoever sends me something, I was thinking of putting it in the backdrop so they can have, people can see. So if you guys would like to send me a postcard or a picture or whatever, you guys can always send it to my P.O. box. And it's always on my information on my YouTube channel. And if you do, I'm gonna start posting stuff back here. That'll be kind of cool.
Mhm.
Maybe I get, who knows, maybe I get like, cards from all over the world,
Oh,
That'll be kind
yeah.
of cool.
No,
Yeah, because you never know.
I
So
mean,
Eddie,
you get people from anywhere. I think it was the other day. I think I saw someone from like they were just writing in Chinese. It was on Eddie's channel in the morning. I was like, he said someone there from China. So I was trying to talk to
Yeah.
him. I'm like,
well, Eddie says that his next cruise is June 2nd on the Celebrity. Which Celebrity? Is that Eclipse?
Eclipse, yeah. We'll
You
be
guys are gonna have a great
celebrating
time.
our 18th wedding anniversary on the 3rd.
Hey.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Martine and I did for Celebrity Beyond. My birthday was the 21st, our wedding anniversary the 22nd, and his birthday the 23rd. The guy that was handling in the main dining room, our stewardess, or our, how do you call it, the maitre d', he's
Mhm.
like, when I pulled up your cabin, it's like all these celebrations. I'm like, that's what we do. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time.
Yeah.
So anything else you guys want to add? We have all the stuff
probably
out there.
tomorrow. I don't think tonight I'll finish it. So tomorrow I'm gonna have a big cruise news story.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you I'll thank Tinkerbell for that story.
Oh Lord. Every so often when I see something, I send it to Keita.
It's a big news story. All I gotta say is it's a viewer discretion advice, so please
It
keep
is.
kids away from that story.
But I
Okay.
think it's good because it's something that people got to always keep in mind and be aware of.
You never
Mhm.
know.
You never know. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I do have a premiere. So my premiere, check it out, because tomorrow's premiere is going to be about us when we went to Bahamas and we swam with the piggies.
Ah.
That's going to be a lot of
piggies are good.
All right.
So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun. My son is working on getting everything ready for tomorrow. Thank you, Miss Nancy. I'm glad that you always like our show. Thank you for always, for everybody for always being here. And it's with so much love that I love to see you guys here, and we bring all of this information out to you with a lot of love and for the community.
Yes.
So for those of you that want to maybe get to meet us, you guys have the opportunity, because Alice Lugo Studio, forget about Eddie, Alice Lugo Studio has a group cruise on October 28th on the Carnival Paradise out of my home port here in Tampa. So we're all going to be there. We're still trying to see if the birthday boy will come, but I don't think so, but we're trying. And you guys can meet. I'll be there. Alice Lugo Studio will be there. Eddie Lugo Studios, and a bunch of creators. I think Cruise Nuts will be there.
Cruise Nuts, ocean to ocean travel.
Yeah, I don't know if Ross is coming. Oh, well, look who's here. The Mustard Drill. Hey, welcome in. I think Mustard Drill is also going to come on that cruise, right? The Mustard Drill will be also there with us. So if you guys want to meet all of us or some of us, that's where we're going to be. I think I don't know. I think he is. I could be wrong, but I think I heard. Mustard Drill, since you're here, are you going to be coming in October?
On the Paradise?
On the Paradise? I think he is. Because I think I'm going to get him a lot of sangria so he can do that dance, that he does over there.
One of these days, I just got to get in my car and meet him. He's only like 2.5 hours away from me.
M says, on your Halloween cruise, you and Eddie there are a lot of creators on that cruise. Yeah, it's a lot of us.
Yeah. We named a few already.
I think Jeremy and Cheryl are going to be there too.
Jeremy and Cheryl, controversial cruising.
Cruising is fun anytime.
Ocean to ocean travel.
Right.
Ross from Orange Vlog.
Yeah, there's a lot of creators that are going to be coming. Yeah. So if you guys want to take a picture, get to meet us, maybe drink some sangria and do the Scott dance over there. It's going to be a lot.
It's just the way he moves it. It looks like he's got like no elbow,
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yay! Do the dance. We should all do the dance. Woo! But you
All
know
right.
what?
So
Every
Scott's going to be
single
there.
time I see that
Um,
video, I could see Eddie's little face. Like, I got you really good.
yeah.
Oh, cruising on
Yeah.
the high seas and travel won't be there. Oh, that's not. You need to come. I would love to meet you, but I know you're in Canada. But yeah, look at that. The mustard drill will be there. So for those of you, we have to actually. You know what? We should do like a little fun for sangria for Scott.
Mm. Oh, the Muncie channel, they're also going to be there.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You're right. The months is gonna be
Awesome.
because
Yeah,
Mhm.
so there's going to be a lot of us there. So it's going to be great. It's going to be fun, especially when we work together, and we come together. It's even better because you get to put that face and
Right.
kind of like embrace that person
yeah.
and enjoy.
And see, you know what's funny? When people meet me, they're like, they don't. I mean, you already know Tinkerbell, so when you see me, you'll realize how tall and big I am, and then when you see me, like some people are like, holy, you know,
How tall are you?
I'm
Keith?
6'4".
6 foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
know?
think
And
about
how
it.
tall is Joanne?
Oh no. Joanne's short. She's I think 5'3". You know.
Okay. My height, 5'3.5".
Yeah.
Well, think about it because when we're vlogging, I guess people don't realize like now you know what I do when people are passing by like a threshold or like a door or something, I kind of see how are they like up there by the or they're like low in the because I used to watch Peril DJ and I never, you never think about it. And
They're
then one day,
tall.
oh, I'm
Both
six
of
feet
them are
something.
tall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm like, what?
I remember. No, I never got a chance to talk to them because I don't like the ball of people inside the main dining room. So I was eating like in the main dining room. It was like the last day of the Carnival of Venezia cruise, and I saw them. I was like, oh my god! I was like,
Yeah.
I figured he was tall, maybe around my height, maybe a little bit taller, but I did not realize she was like tall too.
Right.
You know, I
Well,
was like,
I didn't know that until one day he was talking on one of his blogs. He says, "Oh, I'm 6 foot something." I'm like, "What?" And when I started noticing when they go through the doors, and so I said, "Oh shoot, he is really tall."
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've always wanted to meet them. I never met them. But cruising on the high seas and travel says there will only be butter toast available on that sailing for the mustard drill.
Not butter bagels. I mean, I wouldn't even have a bagel that's on the cruise ship because I know it's gonna be garbage. Those bagels.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
I can see Keith traveling with his own bagels from New York City.
I'll make sure they're frozen.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
I tell me, heat it up for me quick.
Well, guys, oh my god, we're like 8 minutes past the time. Oh my, look at the mustard. He's like
You know what's crazy? Like a week ago, I just went onto YouTube and one of his videos just pops up like on the headline. It was like a year ago, and I never really like heard his like cruise news like,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden I'm watching. I was like, his voice is different. I'm like because he's putting a whole character into doing the cruise news and everything,
Right.
you know. So I know it was. I think it was him talking about the pandemic, and I guess he stopped doing it for a while, and people were asking what happened to the mustard drill. So he put a whole video about that.
Oh my god, I've seen some of his vlogs, and I really like it. Especially when he has like his face, like you can see him, and then you can see kind of like the street or whatever. I think that's pretty cool the way he does that. I'm getting New York bagels in the morning. Oh, see.
Yeah, but see the problem with him right now, he stopped. He's going all these cruises, but he's not vlogging.
And then look at this one. Scott will be trying to mimic Drunken Rob on the Booze Cruise 2.0. I don't know. I do not know. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here this evening. I'm sorry we took 10 extra minutes of your time. Sometimes, little things like this happen where we enjoy talking, to you guys and all of that. So thank you so much for another Wednesday from the Port of New Orleans. And next week, we'll be going to Naples.
Yep. We're going to fly over there.
I know we're going to be flying over there. Okay, he says, I'm vlogging and I'm just not editing and releasing. No, I know you're vlogging because you vlog everything. We're just waiting. You don't have in your house, Keith, you don't have Scott, right, in the background anymore?
No, it's on the Halloween. I gotta bring him back out. He's in the closet right now.
Look, and he says till 2037. So in 2037 or maybe later down the road, you'll probably see the mustard roll back on.
In 50 years, it's still gonna be waiting to come out. It's gonna be just waiting.
I know. Look, Eddie is ready for an onion bagel cream cheese toasted.
It was funny. I haven't had a bagel since I went to the hospital, so I've been trying to be good. I try to eat a lot more fruit, a lot more vegetables. I've been staying away from red meat right now. I haven't had not one sip of alcohol, so I've been, just staying away from it. Just until I see the heart doctor.
Right.
Obviously, even after I see him, I'm still gonna, eat. I'm just gonna eat a lot more healthier now. So that's
right. Yeah, but I'm glad that you're doing much better. So that's a good thing.
Don't get me wrong. I like me and my wife. We love Chinese food. So I'm like, oh man, I know how bad I want Chinese food right now.
Oh my God. All right. So I see you guys next Wednesday for the Naples port. So wishing you guys, everybody, a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Please be safe because that way we can see you back over here next Wednesday. We love you all to the moon and back. And in my side, I always say toodles. Bye. Hasta luego. Ciao, ciao.